Okay. Ooh. We are going to call the meeting to order. This is the Novi Board of Education regular meeting. Tonight is August 14th. I want to welcome everybody into their new space. We're so thrilled and honored to have this space for our community and for our Board of Education, and we appreciate all of you being here this evening. We're going to start with our special guests to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you guys come right up here, we will all first, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Micah so he can introduce our special guest, and then we'll rise and be ready for you to lead us.
Perfect. We're excited to welcome Harper Belsky. These are all students from Novi Meadows. So Harper is down there on the left, or your right. We have Natalie Peck, Jessica Stocky, we have Jack Fisher, and we have Stepan Ilinich here to lead us in the pledge. So we're excited to have you do that. Thank you.
Thank you. If you can please rise. The flag is over here. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mrs. Klebert has a little token for you, and we appreciate you guys.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you to our students. We hope you have a good rest of your summer break. I'm going to ask for a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Moved. Support.
Okay, moved by Mr. Cook and supported by Mr. Mena. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We're going to move on to our personnel reports. We have two personnel reports this evening. We will start with Personnel Report A. Mr. Micah.
Thank you. We made the decision to move our personnel reports to the top of the agenda, so we're excited to start this new format and appreciate the board considering that. With the personnel reports, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Carino.
Thank you. This evening, we are pleased to bring forward a number of staffing recommendations for approval. We are recommending Abigail Armstrong for a middle school ELA position. Abigail completed her student teaching at Novi High School in December of 2024 and is a graduate of Madonna University. Nicole Goldman-Janower is being recommended as a district instructional coach, joining us from Holly area schools where she served as an instructional specialist and coach. At Deerfield Elementary, we are recommending Sinyu Hedgeglen for a special education self-contained teacher position. Sinyu is a recent graduate of Michigan State University who completed her internship in the Livonia Public Schools. Novi Meadows will welcome Jenna Jankowski as a 5th grade teacher. Jenna previously taught 4th grade in both Dearborn and Oak Park schools. Samantha Loftus is being recommended as a school social worker at Deerfield, having previous experience in the Deerfield Public Schools. We are also recommending Emily Lowe's for a science teaching position at Novi Middle School. Emily completed her student teaching with us back in 2024 and most recently taught 4th grade in Highland. Katie Nelson will join Village Oaks as a 1st grade teacher, bringing experience teaching 1st and 2nd grades in a charter school setting. Deerfield will also welcome Lauren Sulak as a special education self-contained teacher. Lauren completed her student teaching both at Deerfield and in the Plymouth Cannon School District. Parkview will welcome Madison Walther as a kindergarten teacher. Madison, a University of Michigan graduate, recently completed her student teaching in the Ann Arbor Public Schools. We also recommend Tanya Gotti for the guest teacher specialist position. Tanya has previous experience in Brighton area schools where she served as an administrative assistant to the principal. In addition, we are recommending a position change for Carmen Graves, who will now be an ADNU staff member per a recent letter of agreement with the NESPA bargaining group. Carmen has previously served as the ESB receptionist and talent management and development assistant and brings valuable experience to this role. We are also recommending several additions to our special education paraprofessional team. At the Novi for All Learning Center, we recommend Jacqueline Blazik for a self-contained paraprofessional position. Jacqueline previously served as a paraprofessional at the Cook School and as a guest teacher and as an Eastern Michigan University graduate with a bachelor's degree in special education. At Novi Woods, we recommend Caitlin Brown for a resource room special education paraprofessional position. She has over 10 years of previous experience, and we are excited to welcome her to our team. Dylan Lutch Omo is being recommended as a self-contained special education paraprofessional at NATC, bringing experience as a caregiver and direct support paraprofessional with the ARC of Oakland County. At Deerfield, we recommend Johannes Lewin as a self-contained paraprofessional. Johannes previously served as a summer jumpstart paraprofessional in Plymouth Cannon Community Schools. Also at Novi for All, we recommend Jason Paremba for a self-contained special education paraprofessional role. Jason has served in a variety of roles, including as a substitute paraprofessional through EduStaff. At Village Oaks, we recommend Kavitha Pashanapelli for a resource room special education paraprofessional position, bringing previous experience from Walled Lake schools. We also recommend Vinitha Ramanathan, who holds a Master of Technology in Computer Science and brings prior work experience as a math concepts teacher in India. At the Novi for All Learning Center, we also recommend Rachel Stinnett as the Administrative Assistant to the Coordinator of Special Education. Rachel has worked in a variety of roles, including serving as a middle school secretary to the principal in Gull Lake Community Schools. In our transportation department, we are recommending Renee Brennan as a bus driver. Renee is a certified rehabilitation registered nurse and has previous experience as a post-acute care coordinator at Beaumont Home Health and Hospice. We also recommend Andre Jameson, who served as a motor coach operator for the Ann Arbor Transit Authority, and Thomas Richardson, who has been a bus driver for both Bloomfield Hills Public Schools and Durham School Services in Northville. Finally, we recommend Nikki Wananen for the preschool teacher position at the ECEC. Nikki has been a valued member of our team for several years, serving as our associate teacher in the GSRP classroom at the ECEC. We are excited to see her step into this new role. We also have several resignations and retirements to report. Jennifer Beauregard has resigned from her position as a school social worker. Colin Kroos has resigned as an ELA social studies teacher at the middle school. Kelsey Galt has resigned from her school social worker position. Carrie Lessier is resigning from her position at Deerfield. Brittany Pierce has resigned from her role as a district instructional coach. And Danielle Rathbun has resigned from her position at Novi Virtual. Antoinette Lewis and Sedana Rathanavel have also resigned from their special education paraprofessional positions. And Justin Archimpong and Punitra Garyansara Pangza have both resigned from their bus driver positions. We would like to recognize the retirement of Mark Loudon from his bus driver position. Mark is one of the finest bus drivers I have had the privilege to watch interact with students. While we will miss him, we are pleased to share that he will continue to serve as a retired driver with us on an occasional basis going forward. Finally, Latifa Sharara has resigned from her ESL teacher position in the adult education program, and this concludes this evening's Personnel Report A. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carino. If I may get a motion for this recommendation? Mrs. Roney?
That the Novi Community School District Board of Ed adopts the Personnel A report as recommended.
Recommended by Mrs. Roney and supported by Mrs. Kleber. Any comments or questions? Mr. Cook?
Yeah, it's a long list of people, and as I read through the professional staff recommendations, it not only appears that we're getting the cream of the crop everywhere, but we're getting a bunch of people that we can build a culture around and not only keep Novi where it's at in the state, but grow it as a better district for all our kids. So welcome, everybody, if it passes here. Which I don't doubt it will, but I liked everything I read on all these recommendation forms.
Thank you, Mr. Cook. Any other comments or questions before we take a vote? I would like to thank Dr. Carino and her team and all of the staff and personnel who sat on these interview committees. It's summer, and I know it's a lot of work to bring each of these individuals into our Wildcat family, so we appreciate you. If everybody's ready for a vote, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. I will turn it back over to Dr. Carino to make some introductions, and then we'll move on to Personnel Report B after that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We have many of our staff here today, so I'm excited to introduce them. First, we will start with Nicole Goldman-Jenwer.
Nicole, you're the very first person that's ever stood at the podium.
Yes.
Welcome.
Wow. Thank you for having me. I'm Nicole. As Dr. Carino shared, I came from Holly, and before that, I was a teacher in Waterford. And I've had the privilege of spending the last 4 days with all of the wonderful people that are up here, to some of the people up here today, and the new staff, and I couldn't be happier for this opportunity. I brought my husband with me. It is our 15th anniversary, but I left our children at home. So,
Date night at the board meeting.
that's right. It's changed quite a bit over the years. So thank you for having me, and I'm really excited to get started.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Jenna.
Hi, I'm Jenna Jankowski, and I will be teaching fifth grade at Novi Meadows. I'm coming to you from Dearborn Public Schools, but before that, I graduated from Novi High School, did 2 long-term subbing jobs at Meadows, and have been teaching in the Novi Summer School program for the last several years. I have loved all of my experiences at Novi, and I feel incredibly honored and excited to make Novi my permanent home.
Well, welcome back.
Samantha.
Hi, I'm Sam Loftus. I have been with Dearborn Public Schools for 4 years. I was working at both the high school and elementary levels so far, so I'm really excited to continue working with the littles at Deerfield Elementary moving forward.
Welcome
Thank you.
and thank you.
Emily.
Hello, my name is actually now Emily Kilve. I just recently got married, but known as Emily Lowe's to most. So I will be teaching at the middle school, 8th grade science. A little bit about my background in Novi. I am a former Novi student as well. My father works in the district. I student taught here. I've been coaching at the high school for going into my 3rd season now. And funny enough, I also met my husband here, so I am super excited to finally bring my career here and be teaching here and give back to the community that I call home and made me as a person. So thank you.
Awesome.
Edie Nelson.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I will be at first grade at VO, and I come with 12 years of experience in first and second grade. And I also am bringing my daughter with me to VO, starting in second grade, so that's wonderful. I am just very passionate about my job as an educator, and building relationships with students and families is something I'm really excited about, and there's been great connections and culture already, so I'm just really excited to continue to experience that in Novi.
Awesome. Welcome to both of you.
Tanya.
Hi, I'm Tanya Gotti. I worked at Brighton Area Schools at Spencer Elementary for 6 months. I was the attendance secretary, and then I moved to the Hilton Elementary. I'm very nervous. I'm glad I wasn't first, but I'm really happy to be here. I was able to bring my husband and my youngest daughter, who's actually going to school on Monday. I'm sending her off. So I'm very happy to be here. I feel like this is going to be a new start for me, and I'm very excited. So thank you so much.
Welcome.
Caitlin Brown.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Caitlin Brown, and I accepted one of the paraprofessional positions at Novi Woods in the resource room. I'm relatively new to Michigan, but I'm very excited to work for Novi, and yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you,
for
everybody.
being here.
Dylan.
Hello. I'm really excited to get started. It's going to be a really fun start to like my career, and I graduated here in Novi in 2023, and I'm just currently going to college in Schoolcraft right now.
Awesome.
Thanks again.
Welcome back.
Renee?
Hi. My name's Renee, and this is a really big shift for me, coming from 34 years of nursing to being a bus driver. And I was invited by a bus driver as I walked my grandson up to his, daily route. And I said, when I stop nursing, I want to be a bus driver. She said, okay, I'm here. Thank you so much. I have not experienced anything like the support. From the minute I filled out the application, the warmth, the welcoming is a wonderful place to work. Thanks.
We're so happy to have you.
Andre?
Hello, my name is Andre Jameson. I'm coming from Ann Arbor Transit Authority, the RIDE. I'm very excited to be here. I'm also prior military, and I also used to work transportation for University of Michigan. So, love children, and I'm being supported by my incredible girlfriend back there, Tiffany, and just happy to be here.
Thank you. Welcome.
I was just going to say, I just realized how weird it must be for people to come up and on the screen. No wonder. I'd be pretty nervous, too. All right.
Nikki? Great. That's not at all intimidating.
My name's Nikki Wananen. I've been in the district for 10 years now. I'm very excited to step into this new role of the GSRP teacher. I brought my mom, my daughter, and my husband because they've been my biggest supporters, as well as somebody on your board has been a big supporter of mine because I watched both of his kids go through preschool. So I thank you guys all.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll admit to being that board member. I think you were 12 at the time.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that is everyone from Personnel Report A, but if you snuck in and I didn't see you, please raise your hand. Okay, that's everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carino. We'll move on to Personnel Report B. Mr. Meinka.
Thank you. Personnel Report B is anytime we have a new leader or administrator to hire, and so we'll turn it over to Dr. Carino.
Thank you. This evening, we are incredibly excited to bring forward the recommendation of Katie Booth for the position of Director of Employee Relations. Katie comes to us from Northville Public Schools, where she has served as an elementary principal since 2015. In addition to her deep experience in school leadership, Katie holds her Certified Human Resource Specialist certification from Michigan State University and brings prior HR experience from her work as a city employee. This unique combination of instructional leadership and human resources expertise makes her exceptionally well-suited for this position. During her interview, it was immediately clear that Katie was collaborative, highly organized, attentive to detail, and deeply committed to fostering strong relationships. We are confident that she will work closely and effectively with all of our bargaining units and staff across the district, supporting a positive and productive work environment for everyone. We are thrilled to welcome Katie to Novi and look forward to seeing her make a lasting impact in this role. This concludes Personnel Report B. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carino. If I may get a motion. Mr. Cook.
I move that the Board of Education approves Personnel Report B as recommended.
Thank you. Do we have support? Support. Recommended by Mr. Cook and supported by Mrs. Beaudoin. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. I will turn it back over to you, Dr. Carino.
Thank you. I would like to introduce Katie Booth.
Good evening. I'm Katie Booth. I am very grateful for this opportunity to be here tonight. I brought my husband with me. My two children are both working, earning that every last-minute dollar that they can before they're off to college next week. And I was also surprised by my elementary principal colleagues from Northville. They came to say congratulations tonight as well. They're taking a picture. Take the one up there. As Dr. Carino mentioned, I have been an educator for over 20 years, and I've had the privilege of serving as an elementary principal in Northville for the last 10. And prior to that, I served in a variety of roles in Wayne Westland, from a teacher to an intervention specialist, an elementary math content leader, and finally a building principal there as well. I was a teacher in a charter school for about 4 years before that, but I wasn't always an educator. I started my professional career in human resources at the local government level. So I am excited and looking forward to see how I can bring all of those experiences together to serve both you and the incredible staff, students, and families here at Novi. So thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This might be the first time we've ever had Northville spirit wear in our We're excited to see you in green and white.
Thank you very much. We will move on to reports to the board. This evening, we have one report to the board. It is the robotics frog force report, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Micah for an introduction.
Thank you. Annually, we have the opportunity to hear from our Frog Force team, who are here in full force with all their gear on and everything. And so we're going to invite Miss Janet Bloom up. She's going to come lead us through the presentation to summarize their 24-25 season, and as well as share a little insight as to what's coming up in the 25-26 season. So.
Thank you so much for having us again. Again, Janet Bloom with the Frog Force for, I think, going on 13, 14 years. It's kind of blended over the years. It's always a pleasure to work with the students from the 9th grade to 12th grade levels. And I will be super brief because I want to make sure they get a chance to kind of talk about what they went through and enjoyed and learned during their competition season this last year. So I'm going to turn it over to our students and have them come up, and they do have that presentation ready. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, you guys.
It's always tough to figure out who goes first.
Good evening, Novi Board of Education. Thank you for having us here today. My name is Aditya, and today, me and my peers, we're going to be talking about Frog Force in our 24-25 season. So, thank you. My bad. So, a quick, brief summary of our team. So we're Novi High School's first Hall of Fame team, which is essentially like an honor that teams across the nation have been inducted into. About 0.01% of teams are in the first Hall of Fame. And our mission as a team is to spread STEM to our local and global communities. We have a lot of initiatives that you'll hear about that are global in countries like Lesotho and Panama. And we also have a lot of local initiatives that we have here in Michigan. So our mission is to spread STEM to those populations. We have over 120 members for the 24-25 competitive season, and we have over 20 mentors that are involved in various capacities, like Ms. Bloom, in business, engineering, and helping us any way they can.
So our team is split up into our main business and engineering groups. Essentially, these groups are our main groups for the season. Students select the group they want to be in when school starts. Each student selects one of the main groups in the darker green color, such as outreach, sponsor finance, or controls, for example, to name a few. And our interdisciplinary groups, which are in the more transparent color, are groups that students can join one of those groups as well as be involved in a main group throughout the season.
This past competition season, we competed at 4 events: the Milford District event, Jackson District event, Livonia District event, and the World Championship. At the Milford District event, we were the first pick of the 4th Alliance, 4 out of 8, and we made it to match 13 of 14 in the semifinals. At the Jackson District event, we were the first pick of the 7th Alliance, made it to match 9 in the semifinals, and then we won the Team Sustainability Award for the first time in our team's history. So we were really proud of that, especially us on the outreach team. We worked really hard to make that happen. We're really proud of our achievement. At the Livonia District event, we were the captain of the second alliance and we made it to the finals. We also won the Autonomous Award. Our controls team was definitely proud of that one. And at the World Championship, we were the captain of the sixth alliance on our field, and we made it to match 9 in the semifinals.
So a bit about our game. So in the game where we compete, competitions are in a 3v3 format with entirely random pairings in an alliance format until the elimination rounds after the playoffs. Top seeded teams essentially draft partners to play with them in these elimination rounds after the preliminary rounds. Right. In the 2025 season, Reefscape, the game revolved around both alliances placing coral, which were just PVC pipes, on a reef, and algae, which were just rubber balls, inside a processor or net hanging on shallow/deep cages. And you can see a picture of one of our games there with the net being in the middle and both sides, blue and red, playing on the field as well.
So I'm sure you've heard we're a robotics team. You probably want to know a bit about our actual robot. So here's the machine that has earned us so many awards over the season. So our robot this season, Ripe and Reaper, is a 125-pound robot capable of moving in any direction at 15 feet a second. It can manipulate coral, which are PVC pipe, and algae, which are large kickballs, with a single end effector. With it, to control this end effector, we have designed a virtual 4-bar mechanism for intaking and scoring at multiple angles. Additionally, it navigates autonomously over terrain using cameras for localization and scoring. And finally, in the end game, we have a ground intake that can pick up algae and as well lift our entire robot on a deep cage. So a little bit about our design process as to how we got to the machine that has won us so many matches. We use a process called frogerations, which has 4 Fs: fact find, formulate, fabricate, and fine tune. And I'm going to take you through how we use these steps throughout our season. So starting with fact find, once the game is announced in January, we dive into our decision-making process called FFFD. Frog Force Function Deployment is based on the industry standard QFD, or Quality Function Deployment. So at Frog Force, this process consists of watching the game reveal as an entire team and then brainstorming priority tasks for the robot to achieve during the game. Once we've identified these priorities, we brainstorm robot concept designs and take whole group ideas into consideration, not just from people in our engineering groups, but from our business groups as well. Next, we go into formulating our design. We start off by using Pew matrices to select the most popular and effective methods to solve the challenges identified in our FFFD process. After that, we create block CAD models to conceptualize how the various subsystems will work together. We then work on selecting motors and calculating gear ratios for mechanisms using spreadsheets, and we design our practice robot mechanisms in CAD. As we go, we update our CAD models for our competition robot, and then we move on to fabrication. So in fabrication, we create physical prototypes early in the season to test our brainstormed concepts. Based on our block CAD and earlier designs, we create our mechanism on a practice and competition robot. And then early versions of our 4 major subsystems are designed. This year, our 4 subsystems were our elevator, our shoulder/arm, gripper, and finally our algae intake. Then we go to test the functions and iterate. So the ways that we iterate are we start by evaluating our early designs to see their performance. Then we go and we brainstorm changes as to how to improve them. We iterate those mechanisms and our programming to optimize their performance, and then we take our machine to competition. Once we compete in our competition, we analyze our performance and weak points compared to competitors. Then we go and iterate our designs again, restarting our frogerations process throughout the season.
So this year, we made a lot of changes to our programming. We used Choreo, a third-party software that allows us to control our robot in autonomous routines with a better user UI. And we also developed a vision system to use the April tags scattered around the field to estimate our robot's position accurately while on the move. We also have preset positions for all of our subsystems to accurately get to the scoring states. And we also use our vision system to auto-align to each of the scoring positions to make sure that we can score our game pieces accurately every time. We also use 3D simulation to accurately make a robot in a virtual field to let our drivers practice. And we also have a vision system that fully works in that simulation as well.
So I'd like to take a moment to talk a little bit about MBOT, which is a Novi Robotics Boosters program that Frog Force started to support first levels for younger children in Novi. Currently, we have 1 in 10 Novi students are a part of MBOT, so they're part of these first teams in MBOT. Across the MBOT, we had 8 Novi FTC teams qualify for the 2025 MI State Championships, and we had 2 qualify for the 2025 World Championships. We're supported by over 250 families citywide. MBOT supports a various amount of initiatives to ensure that the teams in Novi have a support to reach the heights they can achieve. We assign student mentors to these teams to make sure that they have veterans who are on these same programs in earlier years, ensuring that they have experience. We develop Robot in a Week as a program which Frog Force students develop a robot in a week that acts as an example for teams across the year. We also host Frog Force Frenzy, a competition for FTC teams so they can compete with other teams in Novi and essentially derive inspiration from each other. And lastly, we host the FLL kickoff each year to provide a new season theme each year and give ideas to neat teams for the year.
So I'm going to be talking about Detroit Robotics. In late 2020, Frog Force, along with another team from Detroit, founded the MCA, or the Motor City Alliance. Essentially, what we do is we're trying to spread STEM in the Detroit area, part of Michigan. That's the biggest part of one of the biggest cities in Michigan, or if not the biggest city. Essentially, we continue in supporting over 75 teams in K through 12 grades. And we host a ton of initiatives similar to the NBOT program, such as our kickoff, workshops that we host weekly during the season, as well as like a help desk and like virtual phone calls where we can help with programming issues or any controls issues they have. And we also host a competition for middle schoolers in the Detroit area during the December time so that they can qualify for the state championship. And all these teams, we have been doing this for over 5 years now and hope to continue all of these in later years.
Another one of our initiatives is Unified Robotics. So this is a program partnered with Special Olympics to expand unified offerings for high school in Michigan. So we have unified sports at the high school, but this is an opportunity to spread STEM in the same realm. And we introduced a new game this year called Wacky Robot Racers, in which teams raced around a track 3 times with a pre-programmed track. And teams built robots to complete laps in a race game style, and these were Lego-style robots similar to ones used in the FLL program. And we had a one-to-one pairing of athletes with learning disabilities and peers from robotics. We created a Unified Robotics League with Northville High School, and we had 6 participating schools this year compete at the Unified competition in 2024 at Northville High School.
So our community has given so much to us, and as First is More Than Robots, we want to give back to our community. So here are just a few of the partnerships that we've partnered with throughout the last season in order to help do that. We partnered with several food banks, such as Forgotten Harvest and Hospitality House. We partnered with a women's shelter in Dearborn called Vista Maria. We helped do community service through River Rouge cleanup and planting at Tollgate Farms, as well as within our own school district. We volunteered at the Novi Community School District Summer Care and After School Care, doing robot demos and trying to bring more kids into First and STEM, and as well as we shoot t-shirts out in the Novi High School football games, and we shoot a t-shirt cannon.
So for our international partnerships, so in the summer of 2024, we started a new international special project called the Global STEM Corps. So we participate in First Robotics, but the founder of First Robotics, Dean Kamen, in 2016, he founded a new robotics organization called First Global, with the goal of spreading like innovation and leadership to youth around the world through STEM education. So the First Global Challenge is a robotics competition they have with over 190 countries competing in a Olympic-style format. So they have a program called the Global STEM Corps, which connects those First Global Challenge teams from all of those different countries to advisor teams of mentors such as ourselves, so that they can get help during their season. So in 2024, we were assigned to mentor the Kingdom of Lesotho's national team, which it was a team of 10 students from the Lesotho-based tech school called Impact School. And we ran multiple virtual workshops every week for 3 months where we taught a bunch of technical and non-technical topics, including fundraising, award submissions, engineering documentation, and all of our industrial design processes.
So you've heard a lot of members from our team talk about our community initiatives, about our robot, about our programming, but the truth is absolutely none of that would be possible without the help of our sponsors and the Novi Board of Education. So thank you to all of you guys for being here today and for supporting us on our journey. We have a representative from one of our founding sponsors, Magna, here today. So thank you for being here. And yeah, without the support that you guys provide, it would be impossible for us to function. So thank you.
Does your, do you want to come up and say a few words?
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm Tim Brush, Director of Engineering with Magna Seating, which is headquartered right here in Novi. We're proud to sponsor the Frog Force team, and I want to take a moment to share why that partnership means so much to us. So the Frog Force isn't just a robotics team. It's a remarkable organization that mirrors the dynamics of a real-world technology, design, and manufacturing organization. Naturally, you'd expect these guys to be good at solving complex engineering challenges, and they are. They absolutely do that. But what truly sets them apart is what lies beneath the surface. As you look closer, this team is deeply committed to leadership, development, mentoring, and collaboration. You'll see students actively engaged in community service, community outreach, social impact initiatives. They have sub-teams that focus on marketing, finance, and project management, roles that duplicate what we do every day at Magna Seating. And I've got to be honest, it looks like they have a lot more fun when they do it than my personal day job. So if you ever get a chance to go to a competition, it's amazing. So to the coaches, the parents, the teachers, the volunteers, the school board members that invest time and resources into this program, your efforts are making a lasting difference. Year after year, you're helping us launch students into the world with real skills, real experiences, and a strong foundation for both their careers and personal lives. At Magna Seating, our core values are to think big, take responsibility, never settle, and be collaborative. And I see these values reflected in everything the Frog Force team does. So I want to thank you again for the opportunity to support this team and for giving me a chance to share why it's so important to us.
Thank you.
If you're interested in learning more about us, we are on Facebook, TikTok, X, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Whatever platform you choose, our digital media team works tirelessly to ensure we have a presence on just about anywhere you could think of, so please check us out if you have time. And that was all. Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to the coaches. Thank you to Magna for your sponsorship. It is truly just what you said, that this is a multi-level organization. It's not just working with robotics and engineering, and it really showed through their presentation. One thing that I want to tell you guys, whenever I go to Ford Field or to Little Caesars Arena and they do the shooting of the t-shirts, I sit there and say, why is the Frog Force not here? Only the first 5 rows get t-shirts. So I think that you should reach out to them and share your expertise on making sure that everybody, even in the way top, get a chance. So any other comments or questions? Great. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your summer. I'm sure that it's probably over and you're already like dug in and ready to go. And I hope you enjoy the new robotics center and the space. And we look forward to coming over there and spending some time with you. So thank you very much. We are going to take a 5-minute break. So our personnel, oh, wait, sorry. See, it's new. Everything's new. Comments from the audience. We have an opportunity for comments from the audience. So if anybody would like to make a comment, the board respectfully requests that any individuals wishing to speak to the board provide their name, address, and any organization they represent. There are cards in the back that can be filled out, and Jen will bring those up to us. Do we have any comments from the audience this evening? Okay. Seeing none, we will take a 5-minute break. Thank you. Oh, no, it's only $20 a 12-pack. Okay, we are back. We are going to move on to our consent agenda. One second here. This evening on our consent agenda, we have approval of minutes of a regular board meeting June 12th, 2025, minutes of a regular board meeting June 26th, 2025, minutes of a work session meeting July 17th, 2025. We have approval of bills, the board report in June, the check register for June 2025, purchase card report for June 2025, and approval of the field trip, which is Band and Orchestra New York City trip. If I can get a motion? Mr. Mishner?
I move that the Novi Community School District Board of Education approve the consent items as presented.
Support.
Recommended by Mr. Mishner, supported by Mr. Mena. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We'll move on to information and discussion. We have 2 items this evening. The first one is the 2025-2026 district staff focus discussion, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Micah.
Thank you so much. I wanted to take an opportunity to talk with the board a little bit about our staff kickoff next week. So we had a great administrative retreat just a couple weeks ago at this point, and we've had some really great training happening this summer. There was training today. The administrative team will be in training tomorrow. One of the initiatives that we've been focused a lot on is an initiative called Adaptive Schools. And Adaptive Schools really helps our leaders understand how to better facilitate meetings, as well as engage with our staff in ways that promote inclusivity, making sure that people's voices are heard, making sure that our meetings are productive and thought-provoking. And so it's just kind of setting the tone for what we're going to be going into with our staff next week. So for those of you that are able to make the staff kickoff on Monday, we'll start at 8 o'clock in the high school Performing Arts Center. But one of the things that we're going to spend a lot of time talking about is district culture. And so when we talk about culture, we're talking about the way that we work together. And so over the last few years, it's been an absolute joy to get to know our staff, to get to learn, not only grow as a team here at the board level, but also with our leaders and our teachers and everybody that's involved with our students in the district. But we're now at a point where we really need to start to nail down and come to some working agreements. So what is the culture that we all deserve in terms of our students, our staff, our families? And we deserve to have a culture where collaboration is key. We deserve to have a culture where people feel like they belong. We deserve to have a culture where we operate with respect and positivity. And there are a lot of initiatives that we've embarked on over the past couple years, some of them coming fully online this year, like Positivity Project, that are really going to help us just really solidify that culture. So we're going to have some communication with our staff. We're going to have communication with our students. We're going to be really intentional about the way that we work together, the way that we engage with each other in ways that are productive and that are professional and that are uplifting. And so we're excited about that this year, and that is going to be a focus for us as we kind of launch. So I wanted to make sure that you all had a little bit of a heads up that that was coming, and also to invite any of you that are interested. We do our launch at the Performing Arts Center, as I said. We have breakfast starting at 7:30. And all of our staff will be there. It is the one time in the year where we will have the entire staff together at one time. So it's kind of a cool opportunity. We will recognize, Dr. Carino and I have spent some time looking at how we can recognize our staff. Her department has done a lot of work looking at how we can better recognize different milestones and years of service. So it'll be celebratory. It'll also be a time to kind of reflect and challenge each other to build that culture this year. So invite you to come. We'll probably be wrapping up just short of lunchtime, and then they'll be going back to their buildings. So if you're interested in spending the morning, it's at the high school on Monday. So just want to make sure the board is aware of that, and anybody in the public to know that we're having those conversations as well.
Thank you for that. That's a great way to start off the year. I don't know if anybody has any questions or comments. It is a really great experience as a board member to be able to see all of our staff come together after being rested and rejuvenated, and to have just the energy to be together. And Mr. Michael always puts on a good program. There's usually a great video to be had. There's really just some good things that happen. Dr. Carino recognizing the team. So unfortunately, I will not be able to attend. I will be at the University of Kentucky crying. So you all can represent the board well, I'm sure. Do we have any comments or questions about it? Okay. We'll move on to information and discussion, item number 2, which is policy 5301, which is the attendance policy. Mr. Micah.
Thank you. On March 12th, the Governance and Policy Committee of the Whole met, and we reviewed Policy 5301. We had a team working to really look at the language and how we were managing absences, both excused and unexcused absences in our policies, compared to the absences and how we're coding those and categorizing those in our handbooks. And so Dr. Carino met with the group and spent quite a bit of time digging into that. She is available to answer any questions that board members have about the policy changes that have been recommended. We did discuss those at the Committee of the Whole. They're here again for you for info and discussion. And again, typically, our pattern is when it's on info and discussion to wait till the next month, but we do have school starting in just a couple weeks here, less than that, a week and a half. And so in order to make sure that we get that into the materials for the start of the year, we wanted to consider that this evening. So it has been through some discussion already, and I'll turn it over if there's any questions that board members have for Dr. Carino or about the policy itself.
Thank you, Mr. Micah. Does anybody have any specific questions? I know we talked about this Committee of the Whole. Yes.
I
Mrs.
don't have a
Bodwine.
question, but I just wanted to thank Dr. Carino and the team that worked on this. I know that there was a lot of time put into this, and through our review, it got kicked back over to the committee. And I just wanted to thank everyone for the extensive amount of time that they put into this. And I know everybody has worked really hard on it, and I'm very proud of the policy that we've put together. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bodwine. Do we have any other comments or questions? Mr.
Just a-
Commissioner?
Yeah, just a quick refresh, and I remember we talked about this, but are we drawing a distinction between documented absences and verified? The difference in the policy seems to be documented absences is kind of like a note from some other authority, whereas verified is the parent or guardian verifies that the student was absent.
I'll let Dr.
Is that
Carino
the correct
speak on it.
understanding?
We will be designating them, but they both count towards the collective total. And so that was a previous concern, was if we were not counting both of them, they will all count towards the collective total of an absence of a child. But just for internal purposes, we want to differentiate what kind of documentation or no documentation that comes in. So that is the reason why we have that different designation.
So as a parent could just verify, yes, my son was out or my daughter was out because they had a doctor's appointment, or they could actually bring a doctor's note in, and they would be denoted differently in the record.
Correct, it would be denoted differently, but they would not count against a student with any difference.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments about this? Okay, thank you for all that work. We are going to move through to action, and then we will talk about voting on this policy so that you guys can have the information you need to start the school year.
Thank you.
So if we want to just move right into that, if I can get a motion. Mrs. Roney.
That the Novi Community School District Board of Ed approve the policy as presented.
Support. Recommended by Mrs. Roney and supported by Mrs. Bodwine. I'm assuming there's no more questions since we were having conversation just 5 seconds ago, right? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you. We will move next into our superintendent report. Mr. Micah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. It's nice to have a little bit of a, I don't know, it's not that it's an easy meeting, but a little bit of a lighter agenda on our first meeting in the new boardroom. We have definitely been excited to be able to have a meeting here. We are going to have and schedule a more ceremonial ribbon cutting ceremony for our September meeting. So we're going to invite potentially some former board members and people from the community to come and see the new space. It is a community asset, it's a community space. And so we'll make a little bit more of a big to-do about that after school gets started and our meeting in September kind of rolls in. So glad to be here, appreciative of the community for their support in these endeavors. I wanted to give the board a quick update on the state budget process, or lack thereof. There has been quite a bit of drama just around the school budget. As you know, there is a statutory requirement that the state produce a budget by July 1. They are long past July 1, and there's no end in sight at this point. So we do believe that there's a lot of conversations going on about a roads deal, how schools all fit into that. So practically speaking, we are funded through September with the previous budget. So we'll be working from there, but we are actively seeking more information, and we'll have to make some determinations over the course of the next couple weeks related to school lunches and things like that. To start school, I will be communicating with our families that we intend to run school lunches as we have last year. Our funding is in place for that purpose. But, those things could shift and change depending on what happens in Lansing over the next month or two. But I do want to make sure that we're being communicative and transparent with all the information that we have. So that is out there for you to be aware of, and I would encourage everyone to encourage our lawmakers to move things forward. I certainly have done that, and I know that locally our legislators and representatives are working to try and get something done for us, but that is a challenge. And then the last thing, I'll just notify the board that we have a piece that will likely be running in the Free Press over the next couple weeks that will be just kind of an interesting philosophical piece on the future of our system, the education system. And so a little bit about our history and how things have had to shift as a result of the economy shifting and our culture shifting. An industry or an organization such as public education, which has not changed much in the past century. So the advent of technology and artificial intelligence, a lot of the work that we've done with our profile of a graduate, where we've been talking a lot about those durable skills and the fact that students need to be able to be empathetic collaborators and purpose seekers and have grit and determination and understand how to critically think and communicate. Those are going to be the skills we need to be preparing our students for. So we'll be talking about that next week with our staff, of course, but that'll also be running an article next week. So I just want to make sure you're all in the loop on that, and appreciate all of your support with the start of our staff kickoff next week. And we're really excited about our Super Bowl, which is first day of school just a little over a week from now. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Micah. I will move on to administrative reports, and we'll start with Ms. Cicluna.
Well,
it's nice to-
President
Yes.
Ruskin, real quick question for the superintendent, if I may. You mentioned we will provide lunches for free for the families, just like we did last year, at least for the start. Same thing for the breakfast programs for the schools that run them?
Yeah, we will be running our breakfast and lunch programs identically to the way we finished last year. We're going to be communicating that. The only challenge that I would just highlight is we don't know if that will continue beyond September. So that'll be a part of the communication, because that's all predicated on how those budget negotiations go.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I've got one more on that same topic. Will we be able to provide families with some notice when that change is coming if that funding is removed?
Yeah, I'm actually going to, in the initial communication, let them know good news. We're continuing as we have last year. However, stay tuned, because our budget runs through September. So if there's something that happens in Lansing or doesn't happen in Lansing, we'll be communicating ahead of that. But expect to hear from me basically mid-September on what's going to happen with that.
And on that same note, I know, or I've heard, I guess, that there are maybe less families taking the time to do the free and reduced lunch paperwork verification.
Yep.
It may also be pertinent to make sure they know to make sure all that is in, so that they have time to get everything reviewed before, just in case the funding is not there.
It's a fantastic point, and it's actually been, I think, one of the unintended consequences of having the lunches be the way that they are, is that a lot of times there are other supports that are not in place because, I don't need to fill that out, it's free for everybody. And so it definitely is an opportunity, I think, for us to highlight how important it is to get those filled out, so.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you both. Ms. Cicluna?
All right, well, it is nice to see everybody. I feel like it's been a couple months since I've been up here and sat on a meeting with you guys. I just have really one good update. Our transportation supervisor, Carrie Russell, you guys approved her position in June. She started after the 4th of July, so she's been with us for just over a month. She's really dove into the department and started acclimating herself. On Wednesday, we had a meeting where we met all of the drivers. It was bid day for the drivers, and this is actually a win for the district because this is a week earlier than we would normally have this meeting. And with Carrie's guidance and the district's desire, we wanted to have this meeting to get routes out to families sooner rather than them getting it the Friday before the first day of school. And so that was very well executed. The drivers were all in great spirits. It gives them an opportunity to practice their routes more. As we heard, we've got 2 additional drivers joining the crew. So just really want to give a shout out to the department, Carrie, the drivers, their willingness to come in a week earlier. They seemed like very excited about doing it sooner, and now our families are going to get the information sooner than they did in the past. So yeah, it's been great.
Excellent. Thank you for that update. Dr. Carino.
Thank you. We are very excited that we just completed our new revamped staff orientation today. We had a 4-day session this week, and it was just really tremendous to be able to have all of our new staff in one room. I'm excited to extend, we've previously in the past done 1 day of staff orientation, and it was just really a flooding of information that was just too much to absorb in one sitting. We weren't able to cover everything that we had hoped, so we were able to spread it out, intentionally pause and give them time to process. We had teaching and learning staff there. We had Rosalie Johnson, our Director of Mental Health and Wellness, provided sessions. Our Supervisor of Safety and Security, Dennis Heisman, provided information. And I really would like to thank Jeff Dinkelman, our Director of Employee Relations. He did a tremendous job of organizing and providing overviews each day, so we really appreciate him. And we're excited to kick off with our staff on their first official day on Monday. We have our 2 new therapy dogs have been placed with their handlers over the summer. So we have Remy at Novi High School and Poppy at Parkview. Although they are not ready to come into the buildings just yet, they have begun training with their primary handlers, and we're very excited to have them begin their work in the district in the coming months. With that said, we are also trying a fundraiser for our therapy dog program. We have a therapy dog calendar that is for sale. It has pictures, professional pictures taken by Nick Latart of each of our personal pets and district-owned dogs, and it is just too cute. And so I would encourage you, it'll be in your school newsletters. I believe Mr. Minka shared it out, but please purchase that for $12.75. Orders will be taken until next Friday, the 22nd, and just get yours now so you don't miss out. And just a thank you to all of our administrators, teachers who served on panels, ancillary staff. We've hired a lot of people, as you've seen at the June board meeting and today, and it takes a lot of time to review applications and watch Spark Hire videos and host panel interviews. And so I want to thank each of them for their part, because it is not just work on my part. It is a team effort. So I thank everyone for their efforts to get us up and running and staffed for the start of school. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carino. Mr. Cook?
Dr. Carino, what is our therapy dog tail count up to?
Oh my goodness, I have to think for a second. I have to check.
Is it more or less than the 12 months in the calendar?
So we have one for every month. We honored Daisy for our retiree at Parkview. So I believe with everyone, personal pets and district-owned, we are at 12. I have to confirm, but I think it's 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Giamini, I didn't mean to throw you off with the tail
count threw me. I was
yeah, I was like, what? Tail count? No, this is definitely a highlight.
That's great.
Making a
I ordered 3 calendars. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I think I'll give them to my children when they're having a bad day. I'm going to say, here's the calendar. You're going to be
very
right.
cute. I mean, the dogs have school photos, so it is very cute.
Thanks. Mr. Giramini, it's your
Thank you,
turn.
Dr. Ruskin. I'm not sure how to compete with therapy dogs.
You can't.
You're cheating. In very exciting news, we anticipate that the Michigan Department of Education will lift the embargo on state assessment results by the end of August. So in September, we anticipate being able to provide you a report on spring assessment scores. So we'll have that ready for you in September. And then, of course, as we do each summer, the Teaching and Learning Department, I'm getting used to this.
I know.
Because I'm looking at you and watching myself. The teaching and learning team, along with our teacher leaders, along with our building administrators, have been working hard in high gear to prepare for professional learning next week. So we have Tuesday and Thursday with our teachers, with lots of learning to prepare them for the new year, to help them be supported in their work. And I'm very excited about that, what we've put together, and looking forward to helping out.
Awesome.
That's all I have.
Thank you. We will now turn it over for board communication. If any board members have anything that they would like to share. Mrs. Roney?
Just a couple of quick updates. I don't know, do you guys all get the GRC update from Julie Hanna?
No.
Okay, I'll start forwarding that. That talks about all the budget, the bills going through the State House, federal, so,
I don't think we get that. I think we get the MASB one, the capital, like notes to the capital or whatever that is from the
Okay.
state level, but not from the
okay.
Oakland County.
I'll make sure I forward that to you guys as well. Quickly, Summer Institute is this weekend in Lansing, but the Leadership Conference is October 22nd through 25th in Traverse City. And there's a lot of learning opportunity there. It's at the Grand Traverse Resort. So that's, put it on your calendar, come and see. And then, the MASB is in their final 3 candidates for the state superintendent. So you guys probably all didn't know that, but the state of Michigan is getting a new superintendent. And they're in the final 3. They may have chosen, there we go, one by now. And with that, I'll just say goodbye.
Thank you. Any other board communication? Jamie, I'm going to call you out because I didn't write it down on a piece of paper, but we have a superintendent, a dear leader who was part of this community who passed away. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that, but I did not write down the details. And so I
we
wanted
could
to-
just take a moment to appreciate Dr. Emmett Lippy. He was our superintendent from 1992 to 2005 in our era. He was a fabulous superintendent. He really helped lead Novi through a big transformation time. There was a lot of construction projects that happened during that time. He was very well respected, very well loved, and had a really positive contribution to our school, our teachers, our community. So we are thinking of his family, and we appreciate his time here. And once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat, right?
Thank you very much.
To
Mrs.
add to
Roney?
that,
Yes.
they are accepting donations, or the family has, in lieu of flowers, donations to the NEF.
Oh, so nice. Thank you for that.
So if anybody wants to.
Okay. Any other board communication? No? Okay. Seeing none, I think that we're ready for a motion to adjourn this evening. Mr. Mishner,
Move to adjourn?
do we have support? Support. Recommended by Mr. Mishner, supported by Mrs. Kleebert. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.